advised by a judge about the charges against you, the next court dates include preliminary hearings and dispositional conferences. Whoa, big words. Chillax, I'll explain them. Those court dates are designed to weed out the cases that shouldn't go to trial. Preliminary hearings might be held in very serious cases to make sure there's enough evidence of the crime to move forward with the case. At this hearing, the prosecution presents evidence and the judge determines whether the case continues or gets dismissed. But most of the time, the case moves right to the plea bargaining stage, which includes a dispositional conference. That's a meeting where both sides talk and try to make a deal to avoid going to trial. That deal is called a plea bargain and can be made during most stages of a criminal case. Taking a case to trial can be expensive and time-consuming. So, in a lot of cases, it makes sense to try to make a deal. In a plea bargain, you agree to plead guilty to certain charges, and in exchange, the prosecution agrees to drop other charges, so your punishment isn't as severe as it would be if you're found guilty at trial. Remember, it's your choice whether you want to accept a plea bargain. No one, not even your lawyer, can force you to accept an offer. If you don't want to make a plea bargain, the case is set for trial. But first, there's one more step. Motions! Where you're preparing for trial, your attorney can file motions with the court. These motions cover a wide variety of subjects, like which witnesses will testify and what can and cannot be said in front of the jury. Both the prosecution and the defense send motions to the judge, and then the judge schedules a motions hearing, where both sides argue the positions out loud. You will be in court that day, and it will help you understand what your trial will look like. Finally, after motions are ruled on, you're ready to go to trial. The jury trial is the most well-known and publicized aspect of a criminal case. You can learn more about the details of a trial by watching some of my previous videos. But here's the process in a nutshell. Each side gives an opening statement, calls witnesses, presents evidence, and then gives a closing argument that sums everything up. At the end of all of this, the jury comes up with a verdict. The verdict decides whether you're guilty or not guilty. If you're found guilty, the final step in the process is called sentencing, which I'll talk about in a different video. I hope these tips were helpful, and thanks for watching!